Namaste and welcome to the Festival of Bharat. My name is Divyanshi Sharda, your host. The guest we have today for our show is Sri Xavier Rodriguez ji. Xavier ji is a serial entrepreneur with a business interest in media, information technology, and realty. He has over 25 years of work experience in the field of journalism and communications. He's most respected for his role as the founder and editor in chief of the Goa Chronicle, a globally recognized online news portal. He's popular panelist on TV and web talk shows hosted in India and internationally. His nationalistic views, progressive thinking, and dedication to the pursuit of truth on matters of social justice and corruption have been admired by many Indians globally. Savioji, namaste and welcome to our show.
Namaste, and thank you for having me on your show.
So, Savioji, there has been a huge uproar against the potential use of biowarfare by China in the form of coronavirus. So, could you give us some insight into this claim?
Well, to be honest and to be absolutely brutal in my statements that I've been making for the last 1 year, I firmly believe with all the research materials that we have looked into, that have come from very reliable scientists, researchers, and organizations around the world, there is no doubt in my mind that the COVID 19 pandemic, which has been triggered by the coronavirus, is a bioweapon of China. Now, China has been experimenting with biowarfare from 1996 onwards. If you actually look at their policies, the way they've gone about working on it, biology, biotechnology has been one of the core focuses of China in terms of warfare. They were always looking at having a competitive edge when compared to the Western nations as far as global economic dominion or superpower, as you would call it, status to acquire that. So what China has been doing, and these are research documents, books written by people who were part of the military university of China, people who held senior positions in the PLA. They've been writing books about how biotechnology, how biology can be used for warfare. They believed that they had to control the dynamics of the game. Now, a
Mhm.
lot of the traditional warfare dynamics was controlled by the West. So whether it was armaments, whether it was policies, whether it was nuclear treaties, these were all controlled by decisions taken by the West. China wanted to have a competitive advantage, and that's why they ventured into the field of biotechnology and even more. In fact, this is just one of the aspects of the bio warfare that China has brought out. Its ability to target certain nations, have an extremely virulent effect on certain nations while not having that much of an impact on other nations, go to show that the bio warfare that is used by China has been genetically modified to target certain specific genetic originating people, via their genes. And that's why you saw a lot of cases in the US, you saw a lot of cases in India, and you saw only 90,000 odd cases in China. Now, either China has done, and I'm going by the reported numbers, I'm not going to speculate on numbers that could be more because there is no verifiable source to confirm whether those numbers are more or not. But let's
Hmm.
go by the global numbers that they've been showing. China is at 90,000 cases and a little over 4,000 deaths. Now, it makes me wonder in great awe that this intelligent virus was able to travel all around the world,
Hmm.
infecting so many different people, different genetic makeovers, but had very little impact on China. Outside Wuhan, there really wasn't much of a pandemic as compared to what was within Wuhan,
Precisely.
right? And so that leads me to think that two things. Okay, one is that they must have done something correct, China. So you could say maybe China's lockdown measures were better, Or it could also mean that China was inoculated before.
True.
Why is it that the pandemic was able to be controlled in China, but it spread to the rest of the world? Now, one of the reasons that people need to understand and why the world is now finally opening up their eyes after a year is that China, firstly, the cases did not happen just as at December 31st, as the World Health Organization first reported. In fact, the cases were way before December. Sometime in mid November, there were cases already showing up.
Mm-hmm.
But so they had this timeline. They had timeline. So by the time WHO called for a public health emergency of international concern on January 30th, which was now almost a month plus, according
Hmm.
to actual data and not WHO or China's data, they had almost 8 weeks for the virus to spread inside Wuhan. And you must remember that people were traveling out of Wuhan, right?
Yes.
They were going to the airport. While travel on January 23rd was restricted from Wuhan to other parts of China, China did not restrict travel from Wuhan to the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very important because they realized that they needed to contain the spread of the pandemic inside China, and which is why they stopped travel from Wuhan.
Yes.
But they didn't do that for the international travel, right?
Hmm.
The second most
True.
important aspect is how did the virus travel? Let's assume that it was not deliberately released, because I would like to think China's got some level of humanity. But let's assume that it was not deliberately leaked. At some point of time, they had to have this would have had to have traveled in some manner, right, outside the Wuhan. Maybe it was a
Yes.
mistake. Maybe somebody was careless. Wuhan has had cases, at least two cases in the past, where there were incidents of carelessness that has been noticed in,
Yes. True.
during the SARS time as well. Two major cases, five minor cases had been reported over there. So it's not that they were not prone to skirmishes or problems within the lab. There could have been a leakage. So let's assume they didn't deliberately do it and there was a genuine leakage. So what happened was, you had the leak over there. Now the Wuhan Institute of Virology, or the Wuhan Virology Lab as it's called, the closest commutation point, public transportation, is the Metro Line 2.
Yes.
The first four cases that came out and were treated at the PLA hospital, the PLA Wuhan hospital, meaning the Army Military Hospital.
Hmm.
That is also connected to Metro Line 2.
Okay.
The Hunan seafood market, which according to World Health Organization is the pandemic source, that is also connected to the Metro Line 2.
Hmm.
And fourth most important is that the international airport is also connected to Metro Line 2.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody at any point of time coming out of the supposed case areas would have used the Metro Line 2,
Yes.
which
True.
has people. So on the Metro Line does about 1 million travelers a day,
Okay.
roughly. Okay. Now this is also the quickest way to get to the airport. So a lot
Hmm.
of people during that pandemic period, when they realized that there was a pandemic and people were now allowed to travel out of Wuhan,
Yes.
they would have used the metro line, and that's how it spread. So from the metro line, they came to the airport, and from the airport, they went to the rest of the world,
True. True.
right? But they were not allowed to go to the rest of China. So China had locked down the other cities by then, right? So it all goes to show that it was very well planned. I'm not saying that what they did was deliberate. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm
Hmm.
saying the science that was being studied or experimented, which was funded by the US government as well,
Yes.
was to work on bioweapons. Now, the problem is when you're dealing with bioweapons, under whatever theory that you might want to propagate, the fact of the matter is there is always an element of risk that the virus can get out in the open, the
Yes.
chimeric virus of it, and that's when the problem will start, and that's exactly what has happened. Now, what China did was in order to save themselves, they took a head start of 2 months.
Hmm.
Before
Yes.
the World Health Organization called it a public health emergency of international concern. But even then, the people in the rest of the world did not care about the World Health Organization's public health emergency of international concern. They were
Okay.
really worried on May 11th when the
Hmm.
World Health Organization categorized it as a pandemic. That was
True.
another 6 months later, 6 weeks later, sorry. Okay.
Yes.
Which means, so you have the month of December, you
Hmm.
have the month of January, you have the month of February, and then you have 2 weeks of March. Almost, almost over 90 days that the virus
True.
spread throughout the world. And the World Health Organization only called it a pandemic on March 11th. Now, they argue, the World Health Organization argues that as per our IHR rules, we have
Hmm.
only PHEIC, that's Public Health Emergency of International Concern, as our highest level of warning. But that is
Okay.
also untrue
Oh.
because in their own document that they brought out in 2013, they have mentioned that besides PHEIC, the pandemic is also a terminology that they can use when the cases get severe and start spreading around the world.
True.
But they
True.
did not do that. So you
Hmm.
had almost 90 days of this virus being floating around different parts of the world, including China, and that is why the entire thing got triggered. Now, the
Very
World Health
true.
Organization, Dr. Tedros himself is known to have close association with China, with
Mm-hmm.
President Xi Jinping. It's known. The problem
Hmm.
right now, other than Donald Trump in the US, nobody raised the issue of China's connection to the virus, to the Wuhan virology lab, and to Dr. Tedros as well.
True.
Unfortunately, Donald Trump is no longer the president of the US, and that is
Yes.
why you now have China flexing his muscles at different quarters and different power centers. But the truth will not stay hidden for long because
True
people
that.
will ask questions. There are about 3.3 million people on more who have died. People need answers. And that's what we're going to get out of China.
Namaste. We hope you enjoyed this Chitti Media content. Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.